what is mean by the population? Population is nothing but as a mating of male and the female individual. So what it is happening in the population means the male individuals, their gametes are releasing into the female genital tract. That means the semens are releasing into the female genital tract. Here we are taking. What is the female genital tract? That is the vaginal chamber. Vaginal tract we are taking, that is called as a female genital vestibular chamber we call. So in this vestibular chamber, by the copulation process, mating process, what it is through the penis, whatever it is sperms are there, they are producing into the males, they are ejecting into the in this female genital tract. So this is the condition is called as a copulation. Once the copulation is occurs, next step is of fertilization. Fertilization here. Where the fertilization is occurs, how the fertilization is occurs means once the ovaries are released from the ovaries are released in the ova, these secondary oocytes, this is the condition is the secondary oocyte condition. Okay, this secondary, the Graafian follicle is reaches into the terminals of the ovary at the margins of the ovary, and granulosa tissues degenerated and producing out into the secondary oocyte. Before that it is the primary oocyte only. So tertiary follicle, secondary follicle, primary follicle, all these are into the primary oocyte. Secondary oocyte is when it is producing this condition is called as secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte is collected with the embryo and transfers into the towards into the ampullar region. Towards into the whatever it is the remaining residual Graafian follicle, granulosa tissue is there from the Graafian follicle. It further modified as a yellow body, that is called as a corpus luteum. This is called as a corpus luteum here. This is called as a the corpus luteum is forming because of the LH hormone only. The secretions of the LH hormone, their influence, granulosa tissues are becomes converted as yellow color body. So that is called as a corpus luteum. And further these are secreting into the progesterone here. Okay, and already secondary oocyte is produced. The secondary oocyte is sent into the ampullar region by the movement of the embryo. These are reaches into the ampullar region, and at the same time copulation is occurs. The semens are released here. So female vaginal tract. So by the movement of the semens, the millions of the semen, approximately in the one insemination, 300 millions of the sperms are released into the each coitus we are there. Each coitus, 300 millions of the sperms are released. But all these sperms are not reaches into the fallopian tube. Only the thousands only the few thousands only they are reaching into the fallopian tube, because vaginal. So in the vaginal tract they are taking means their lymphatic cells, they are engulfing into these spermatic cells, spermatogonial cells, and the spermatic cells are, so spermatozoa is engulfing by the vaginal secretions of the vaginal tract we are taking. So that only a few cells by the secretion, additional gland secretions of the males, they are reaching into the towards into the fallopian by the swimming process here. So how it is occurs means the vaginal sac, the vestibular sac or the vaginal tract secretions are activates into the inactive form of the sperm. So whether you are taking the sperm structure, the sperm is having to the head, middle piece and the tail piece. And the head is covering by the acaple-like structure is called as a acrosome structure. It is the derivative of the Golgi complexes, Golgi bodies only in the sperm cells you are taking and condition. The head is having into the nucleus, so middle piece having into the mitochondria. And here the centriole, proximal centriole and the distal centriole and the ring centriole is presented. Like that, three centrioles are found. The acrosome, and not only that, the entire sperm is covering by the external protecting layer. inactive condition. This state is in the inactive condition. So whenever the insemination is occurs, the vaginal secretions are dissolves into the external protecting or the covering layer of the semen or the sperm. We are taking means the sperm, the external covering is dissolves here. That time the sperm is getting the activation. So this is the condition is called as a capacitization. Okay, the inactive form of the sperm is getting to active state. So this condition is called as a capacitization. That means it getting the capacity to fertilize. The capacitization is occurs. Whenever this capacitization is occurs, so the sperm is swimming, taking up the fructose and it's swimming towards into the pathway of the fallopian tube and reaches into the up to the ovule here. So whenever it reaches into the ovule and fuses with the ova, it fuses with the ova. This state is called as a fertilization. This is the second step in the case of the reproduction process. We are taking process of fertilization is occurs. How the fertilization is occurs means here the arrival of the ovum and arrival of the sperm is occurs here. The sperm, how it is arrival means the prostate gland secretions. The prostate gland secretions are there. Okay, prostate gland secretions and as well as the seminal vesicle secretions are there. Seminal vesicle secretions of prostaglandin secretion is releasing from the seminal vesicle. That prostaglandin secretions, when it releases, that when they stimulates into the peristaltic movements into the uterus wall, so that only semens are easily enters or they are swimming towards into the fallopian tube. They are reaches into the fallopian tube. So once they are reaching into the fallopian tube, the acrosomal reaction is occurs here. What is mean by the acrosomal and acrosomal structure means the acrosome is cap-like structure. It is filled by the acrosome, or it is a hyaluronidase or the hyaluronic acid is presented, or it is called as the spermolysine. This secretion, this hormone is called as the spermolysine. Spermolysine hormone is presented into the acrosome. So whenever this spermolysine is releases, already the ovulation structure, the ovule structure, we know that ovule is externally covering by the zona pellucida. It is a polysaccharide, it is a hormonal structure, ethic hormonal structure. It is forming by the granulosa cell or secretions only, and around this granulosa tissue is presented in the number of rows. Immediately after the zona pellucida, whatever it is the granulosa tissue is presented, that is forming the elongated granulosa cells are forming. This layer is called as a radiata, corona radiata. The corona radiata is forming here. Okay, zona pellucida. This is the zona pellucida and the corona radiata. So whenever the sperm is reaches into the ovum, okay, up to the ovum, so that time the acrosome or the spermolysine secretions, the zona pellucida, corona radiata and the zona pellucida. So here the acrosome we are taking corona radiata penetrating hormone is also presented. So with the help of the corona radiata penetrating hormone, the corona radiata is dissolved here, and the acrosome or the spermolysine hormone they dissolve into the zona pellucida also, and they are forming into the a passage is forming. Once it is forming into the passage, the sperm is enters into the ovum. Here in between into the membrane of the ovum and the zona pellucida, there is a gap is presented here. This gap is called as a pre-vitelline space. Why it called as a pre-vitelline means vitelline membrane and the zona. Vitelline membrane is nothing but as a ovule membrane only. Plasma membrane the ova only. That is called as vitelline membrane. Vitelline membrane and the zona pellucida. Pre-vitelline space it reaches here. Whenever the sperm membrane is fuses with the egg plasma membrane, that time the secretions of the acrosomal reaction, and here it is forming into the a cone shaped structure is forming. This is called as a fertilization cone. This is called as a fertilization cone is forming. So whenever the fertilization cone is forming, both the plasma membrane of the ova and the plasma membrane of the sperm, these are going to dissolving here. So when these are going to dissolve, whatever it is the heterogen, the cytoplasm and the nucleus is enters into the cytoplasm of the ova. Okay, the cytoplasm of the ova they are entered. After the releasing of this nucleus from the sperm, we are taking once it is entered, only once monospermia is occurs. So it prevents the polyspermia. How it is means the particular region of the ova we are taking corticular granules, a minute corticular granules are present. These corticular granules are releasing the corticular enzyme. Once the corticular enzyme is released, it is stimulating the secretions of more than number of the calcium ions into the pre-vitaline space. Once the more than number of the calcium ions are releasing, the pre-vitaline space and the zona pellucida is going to hardening here, and they are preventing into the entering of the another sperm in the case of the ovum. That means the sperm is allows only the one sperm. This condition is called as a monospermic condition. So they won't be allowed into the another sperm. That is polyspermic condition. They are preventing by the corticular reaction only. Corticular reaction is others. So that time, but once the nucleus of the sperm is enters, the cytoplasm and the nucleus of the sperm is enters into the ovarian cytoplasm. By the fertilization cone they are releasing out. After that, the next step is involving, that is called as a syngamy, or the amphimixis is occurs here. Amphimixis occurs, or syngamy. Syngamy is occurs here. What it is happened? The nucleus of the ova and the nucleus of the sperm, these two are, they dissolve into the nuclear membrane and fuses to each other. These two are going to fuses to each other. So in this condition, the end of the sperm, the end condition of the ovum together, they are forming in the 2n condition of the ovum is producing. So this ovum now it is called as a zygote here. This condition it is called as a zygote. So where it is occurs, all these processes are occurs into the ampulla region. We are taking the ampulla. When the ovum is reaches in the ampulla, the fertilization is occurs, zygote is formed. So after the zygote is formation, towards into the isthmus region, the ovum is transfers towards into the isthmus and finally reaches into the uterus. So and they are placing into the any particular portion of the endometrium of the uterus. This is the process is called as a implantation. A particular region, the ovum is coming and attaching into the inner wall of the endometrium of the uterus. This is the process called as a implant. Once the implantation is occurs, what is happening means already we know that the zygote is having the 2n condition. This 2n condition zygote, that means it is undergoes into the cell division process. The zygote is undergoes into the cell division process here. So when the cell division is occurs means zygote, after it reaches into the after the fertilization, that means after the fertilization of the 30 hours, the zygote is undergoes into the starting into the cell division, and the first cell division is undergoes and producing into the two cells are forming. So these two cells are called as a blastomeres. Okay, two cells are forming here. So blastomere, first two cells. Later into the, before reaching into the 40 hours, they are undergoes into the second division also and producing into the 4 cells are forming. These are producing into the 4 cells. So reaching into the 40 hours we are taking. And later reaching into the 60 hours, they are undergoes into the another division and forming into the 8 cell stage of the blastula is forming. 8 cell stage of the blastula is forming. That is the 60 hours when they are reaching into the, so that the zygote is converting into the 8 cell state here. Here the cells of the 8 cell state we are taking, sir, the outer cells and the inner cells. Two rows the cells are arranged. Outer the cells are tight junctionally. With the help of the tight junction, these cells are arranged here. In between the outer cell rows, they are forming the tight junction. Inner cell rows, they are forming into the gap junction here. Why? To supply into the nutrients into all the cells, they are forming the gap junctions only. So this state is called as the blastula state. Blastula state. The blastula is forming. So this is the 8 cell state. The 8 cell state after that, that means in the, so second day we are taking means, third day we are taking means, so second day completed, third day completed state we are taking means, the 8 cell state is going to 16 to 64, 32, not 62. So 16 to 34 cell state it is enters here. 16 to 34 cell state it is enters. At this state it becomes appears as a morula shape structure is appears here. Mulberry fruit shaped structure is appear. So this state is called as a morula state. This is called as a morula state. Morula state called. So they enters into the morula state. Morula structure is formed. So in this morula, it transferring into the fallopian tube and finally reaches into the uterus. When these are going to the uterus, before going to the uterus, the morula is further going to the cell division state. They are undergoing into the cell division state. Blastomeres, all these are the blastomeres only. So all these blastomeres, blastocele is forming. They are developing as a blastocele. That means the two rows, two lineages they are forming. Outer one lineage and the inner cell mass. This is a blastocele. Blastocyst stage is formed. So outer they are forming into the one layer. This is called a tropoblast structure. Tropoblast structure, inner cell mass. This is the inner cell mass. So like this structure, they are enters into the, so the fertilized zygote is cell division is undergoes and forming into the inner cell mass and the tropoblast. The tropoblast structures are in the future development. These are formed. These are involving into the extra embryonic membrane formation. These are involving into the extra embryonic membrane formation, and not only that, the tropoblast is also involving into the nutrition of the inner cell mass. The inner cell mass is involved. The inner cell mass cells are involved forming into the embryo proper. This is further developing as the embryo proper. That is, embryonic stem cells are getting the nutrient from the tropoblast cells only. At this stage, outerly we are taking zona pellucida is retained here. Zona pellucida is not completely dissolved here. This state it is there. That means the fallopian tube it is presented already. Whenever in this state it is enters, blastocyst stage is enters. From here to, by the dissolving of the zona pellucida, in this structure, tropoblast with the inner cell mass, it is encysted out here. It is comes out here. Once it is comes out, encysting out, so blastocyst is comes out and it migrates into the uterus and they are reaching into the wall of the uterus and it is going to attach. That is the condition is called as a implantation. Implantation is occurs. Once the implantation is occurs, the further developments how it is occurs in the case of the in this embryo means here we are taking into the inner lineages of the uterus. The embryo is implanted here. The trophoblast structures you are taking means here it is the trophoblast cells and these are into the inner cell mass we are taking inner cell mass. So the trophoblast cells are these cells are arranged into the two rows again. The trophoblast cells are arranged into the two rows wherever the implantation is occurs we are taking. They are arranged into the two rows. This is the trophoblast outer row and this is the inner row. This is the inner cell mass. So these are the syncytial trophoblast is occurs cytial trophoblast. So two types of the trophoblasts are forming, two rows, syncytial trophoblast and cytial. Cytial trophoblast towards the inner, syncytial trophoblast towards the outer they are forming. These syncytial trophoblasts are not having the specific boundaries of their cells. So cytotropoblasts are having the cuboidal or the flattened cells are forming in the cytoplasm. That means the specific boundaries are present in these trophoblast cells we are taking. So these are going to attach into the endometrium region, and the endometrial cells here the secretions of the trophoblast cells they are forming the endometrium. So this embryo is invasioning into the endometrium. Towards into the endometrium, it is going to invasioning here. Okay, so towards into the it is embedded into the endometrium and getting into the nutrients from the endometrium. That means the mother's womb to the embryo is getting into the nutrients here. Like this implantation is. So further the developments we are taking means the inner cell mass, whatever it is there, the embryo. So trophoblast is involving into the implantation and the nutrient supply. The inner cell mass, just we are drawing here. Here the inner cell mass is arranged into the two rows we are taking. These are arranged into the two rows. The outer columnar cells are arranged and the inner cuboidal cells are forming. These are arranged as a two rows. The smaller cuboidal cells inner row is forming. The outer columnar longer cells are arranged. Longer cells are forming. So these two rows are the two layers are generally called as a discus. These are arranged as a discus structure. So bi or the lamins, two lamins are formed. Bilaminar state is forming. Bilaminar disc is forming here. So this one is called as a epiblast. Blastula cells only forming into the outer epiblast, and it is called as a hypoblast. The hypoblast is further developing into the future as a endoderm we are taking. Epiblast is the future, it is forming into the ectoderm and the mesoderm we are taking it. Okay. Bilaminar discus structure is forming after the implantation of the embryo in the uterus walls we are taking. So after that what it is happened means in between the epiblast and the trophoblast there is a gap is forming. The gap is producing into the epiblast and the trophoblast structure. That means by the formation of the amniotic cells are forming from the trophoblast. We are taking amniotic cells are forming into the trophoblast. This gap is called as a amniotic cavity. This is nothing but as a amniotic cavity. These are the epiblast cells, and these are the amniotic cells. Amniotic cells. So this is called as a amniotic cavity. So amniotic cavity is filled by the amniotic fluid. We are taking. Okay, and epiblast cells. Further, we are taking the hypoblast cells are replacing here into the extraembryonic. So extraembryonic coelom we are taking means these are further increasing and forming into the. So hypoblast cells are increasing. The epiblast cells further invaginating here in this bilaminar disc, in this discus structure, bilaminar disc. After the 8th day of the from the fertilization to 8th day, the middle of the in this discus structure, bilaminar discus structure, a groove is forming. A groove or the streak is forming here. So this is called as a primitive streak. The primitive streak is forming after the fertilization. So that means after the 7th, that means 8th day onwards we are taking means a primitive streak is forming here. So primitive streak towards the anterior is called as the primitive knot or Henson knot is forming. Henson knot or the Henson knot is forming, and the primitive streak groove is forming here. What it is happening means the epiblast cells are invaginating into the through these primitive streak. These are invaginating towards into the inner and forming into the. These are forming the. So these are the epiblast cells invaginating through the. So like this, these are invaginating. Okay. So when these are invaginating, the cells are innervated towards into the inner side of the epiblast. This is the epiblast cells, and this is the hypoblast cells. This is the hypoblast cells. So they are invaginating. So that time hypoblast cells are moving towards into the down, and epiblast cells are forming into the one more layer, and they are the delaminating from the epiblast and forming into the mesoderm. Mesoderm is forming by the invagination of the epiblast cells only. Further, the remaining epiblast cells are forming into the epiderm, or sorry, it is forming into the ectoderm. They are modified as the ectoderm. So ectoderm, mesoderm, and the endoderm. Hypoblast cells are replacing by the endodermal cells are formed. So like this, the three germ layers are forming in the development of the embryo. We are taking this. Okay, embryo. So they are forming into three. Up to it is the embryo state. After the embryo, gastrulation is occurs. Gastrulation we are taking the further developments of the embryo, that is a fetus state is forming. So why we call as a fetus means up to here there is no germ layers, organs are not developing. So from the three germ layers are forming. So each germ layer they are developing into the specific organs are there. That condition to from here in this state to up to the birth, it is called as a fetus here. This is called as a fetus. So these three germ layers are further modified, and morphogenic movements are occurs into the. So these three germ layers they are developing. The primitive streak is developing as a notochord. So mesodermal layer is forming into the mesoderm is forming into the alimentary canal. The body cavity they are covering, and the endoderm is forming into some organ. The ectoderm is forming into some organ. So totally organ development is occurs in the case of the gastrulation here. So this is the condition is called as a gastrulation. Okay. Once the fetus is completely developed, so generally it takes into the 40 weeks. 38 to the 40 weeks. So why we call as a 38 to the 40 weeks means from the fertilization onwards we are taking it is the 38 weeks. From the last sign of the menstruation we are taking it is comes under the 40 weeks. From the last menstruation to we are calculating is 40 weeks. From the starting of the fertilization we are taking means 38 weeks it takes into the gestation time. Gestation period called. Okay, approximately 266 days it may be there in the human sphere. So after the completion maturation, so through the uterus wall contraction, here the hormonal changes are occurs we are taking means oxytocin is releasing from the posterior lobe of the pituitary we are taking means oxytocin is releasing. So by the uterus wall contraction, a strong contraction, the baby is parturited or delivered through the birth canal. So this is called as a parturition. Here the developmental stages, how the baby is getting into the food material means whenever the embryo is attaches with the endometrium, here these are forming a specific structure is called the placental structure is formed. So here the two tissues are involved. Maternal part is involving and the fetal part is involving. Maternal part means maternal endometrium, maternal vascular tissue, connective tissues and the vascular tissues are involving. So fetal part means fetal propoplast cells, fetal vascular tissues and the fetal connective tissues are involving in forming into the placental structure. A tube-like structure is forming between into the uterus walls and the developing fetus we are taking. So what is the use of the placenta means? By the developmental stages, the nutrient supplement, supplying of the nutrients, transportation of the gases and exchanging of the gases and the removal of the wastes, all these are conducted by the placenta only. And not only that, it is also secreting the progesterone which is required for the maintenance of the pregnancy. So this is the specification of the placenta. After the complete development, puberty, after completion development, parturition is occurs and the baby is going to deliver. So up to it is called as a gastrulation. Once the parturition is occurs over, next it is involving into the lactation. Lactation is involved. Lactation is nothing but as a mammary glands. Already we discussed in the accessory glands of the females and the mammary glands. The mammary glands, the influence of the prolactin hormone. The mammary glands are going to rising. So they are going to developing the pregnancy time only, and their acini or their lobules to the milk is secreting. Lactation is occurs. Milk is secreting by the prolactin concentration, the rising of the prolactin concentration. So this is the condition is called as lactation. This is useful for the nourishment of the developing or the newly born babies here. So these are the steps are involving into the reproduction of the totally into the human sphere babies. So up to here it is into the human reproduction. Next one we are taking the human reproductive health. What is mean by the reproductive health means healthy. Healthy means what is mean by the healthy? A normal functioning of the organs is called as a healthy condition. Any organ, it is into the healthy condition means a normal functioning. Normal functioning is called in this state is called as a healthy status. Like that as a reproductive health means a normal or the healthy functioning of the reproductive organs is called as a reproductive health only. So according to the WHO health definition we know that. So socially, emotionally, behaviorally, mentally, so those who are into the normal or the perfect, so that is condition, that is the status is called the health. The same way we are taking that definition. Reproductive health means emotionally, socially, behaviorally, functionally, all these aspects, reproductive organs are working into the normal. They behave as a normal. That condition is called as a reproductive health. Why we are discussing about the reproductive health means those who are not maintaining the reproductive health, mostly they are suffering the diseases are called as a STDs. These are called as a STDs. What are the STDs? Means generally sexual transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases. Why we are studying about it, the reproductive health means the reproductive changes. That means the secondary sexual characters, the changes into the body, hormonal changes into the body, and the sexual transmission diseases. To know it about into the all these aspects, we have to study into the reproductive health concept. Okay, so that only this reproductive health concept also introduced into the academic curriculum also, to know about into the health of the reproductive organs and their processes. So whether we are taking. So what are the sexually transmitted diseases which are commonly we are taking into the humans means they are gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, cervical cancer, hepatitis B, HIV, trichomoniasis, candidiasis. These are the different sexually transmitted diseases. All these are the different sexually transmitted diseases. Here, all these are either the bacterial and the viral diseases. These are transmitted. These are caused by the bacterial and the specific bacterial and the viral diseases. Except the one or two, the fungal diseases also presented. So, like these diseases are forming. So, in the case of the human, these are called as STDs. Why we are studying into the to preventing into the sexually transmitted diseases, the spreading of these diseases. So to prevent that, we are studying about into the reproductive health, and not only that, in some of the countries in the world, majorly they are facing into the overpopulation. So why it is the overpopulation is occurs in some of the countries, like that is our India is also having the overpopulation, because the lack of knowledge about into the reproductive system, the overpopulation is occurring. To control into the population, contraceptive methods, so we have to follow. So these contraceptive methods we can be known by the studying of the reproductive health only. Generally, what type of the contraceptive methods are following the India? We are taking means. So based on the contraceptive processes, they are differentiated into different categories. They are the natural methods, barrier methods, IUDs, surgical methods. So these are the different methods of the contraceptive. So natural methods. First one is the natural methods we are taking means these are different types. One is withdrawal of coitus. Okay, withdrawal of coitus. Periodic ovulation. So these are the three methods are there. Withdrawal of the coitus, amenorrheic and the periodic absence. Withdrawal of the coitus we are taking, sir. Before the coitus, before the insemination into the female, by the population mating time only, suppose the males are withdrawn, so their external genital, their penis, and they are inseminating the outside of the body, there is no possibility of the fertilization of the male and the female gametes. So that leads into the, so that time it is not possible to getting of the fertilization. This is called as the withdrawal of the coitus condition. Withdrawal of the coitus. And amenorrheic periodic absence or amenorrheic periodic time we are taking, sir. So amenorrheic periodic time means nothing but as a, here after the baby development, after the birth, so approximately the 6 months of the duration, the ovules are not produces into the female. Okay, lactation period we are taking, means they are not forming into the ovules here. So in this time also sexual intercourse is occurs, there is no possibility of the fertilization is occurs. That is another natural method here. And the other one is the periodic absence. Generally the females we are taking menstrual cycle is occurs. In this menstrual cycle, the 14th day we are taking, so follicular phase is occurs. That is the LH and the FSH sludge is occurs. That time the ovules are releasing here. Suppose we are stops into the reproduction process, population process 10 to 17 days. In these days we are absent, there is no getting of the fertilization here. This is called as a periodic absence. All these three are the natural methods here. Okay. Next, the barrier methods. Generally barriers we are using condoms or the caps. So vaginal or the cervical caps we are using. So these are the barrier methods. There comes, and the UDs. Intrauterine devices we are using. They are the non-hormonal devices. Non-hormonal devices. Copper devices are there. Hormonal devices are there. Non-hormonal devices we are taking, sir. Lips, loops we are taking, sir. Non-hormonal devices. Copper devices we are taking, sir. Copper T, copper 7 is comes under the copper devices. Hormonal devices we are taking, sir. Multi-load and LNG 20. So multi-load and LNG 20, these two comes under the hormonal device. So by using of the intrauterine devices also we preventing into the contraceptive. We are following the contraceptive methods here. So in the India most probably these are following into the contraceptive methods here. And next one, oral pills also there, ma. Oral pills. Here the oral pills generally they are taking the continuously. So by giving of the 1 week of the gap, 21 days in a month they are taking. So every menstruation cycle. Suppose we are taking the menstruation cycle, here the menstruation is occurs. The oral pills we are taking means menstrual phase, follicular phase and luteal phase. These are the three phases are there majorly. Menstrual phase, except into the menstrual phase. So from the starting of the follicular phase to up to the luteal phase, the 21 days the oral pills are taking the early. These oral pills are nothing but as a estrogen and progesterone combinations, or the progesterone only, or the estrogen progesterone combination they are making here. So normally earlier they are taking into the continuously 21 days they are taking. After that they are giving it the 1 week of the absence. So gap they are giving. Again they are taking into the again 20. So like this, by the taking of the oral pills, also the fertilization process we are preventing. That contraceptive methods we are. This is also one of the contraceptive method in the India. But here the taking of the oral pills are having earlier these are having into the some side effects here. So that now they are making the non-hormonal pills are making into the India, they are called as a Saheli pills. So are the weak pills. These are weak pills. That means in a week once only they are taking into these pills we are taking. So like this, by the taking of the oral pills also we can be able to prevent the fertilization. These are one of the contraceptive method in the India we are following. And along with these implants, drug injections, implants, hormonal patches. So these are also the another contraceptive method. Drug injections we are taking means here nothing but as the progesterone injections. When we are giving the progesterone injection, approximately the 3 months of the duration, they are safe from the fertilization. Contraceptive method, they are maintained by the 3 months of the. Like that as implants we are taking. Like smaller matchstick like implants are arranged into the uterus, and from there to the progesterone and the estrogens are as little quantity, so they are secreting out here. But at the time of the ovulation, so they are not able to fertilizing into the ovum, so with the sperm. So these are also implants. The hormonal patches also, so that means the hormones are storing as a patch from these two, continuously secreting into the hormones. Like that is a progesterone we are taking. So it is also preventing into the fertilization for the longer duration. These are also following into the contraceptive methods we are. So all these are regarding to the contraception. That means to prevent into the fertilization of the ovum with the sperm we are taking. Next one, the regarding to the reproduction, ART methods are there. ART, MTP and the ART. MTP. Suppose unwantedly the fertilization is occurs. Okay. So to remove into the pregnancy, medically terminated. So pregnancy, medically terminated. So pregnancy, MTP methods we are following here. Medically termination process we are following here. So in this medically terminated process, abortions are generally they are doing by using of the some chemical. This is called as a medically terminated process here. And their ART method is there. ART or assistant reproductive technology. ART technology or the assistant reproductive technology or artificial reproductive technology called generally. So assisted reproductive technology, in this case there are some conditions are there, whether the female is infertile or the male is infertile. So based on the male infertility and the female infertility, we following into the certain methods, IVF, ET, ZIFT, ICSI. So these are the generally some methods we are following. IVF and the ET. IVF means in vitro fertilization and embryo transfer technology. So when following it the IVF and the ET means suppose the females are not able to produce the ovums, they are the infertile in the condition. Any disorders, the females are the infertile, so they are not able to produce into the ovums. That state we are following the in vitro fertilization and the embryos are transferring into their fallopian tube. The uterus is normally they are working here. So this is the one method. And the ZIFT means zygote intrafallopian tube transfer we are taking. Suppose in this the females are infertile and they are not able to fertilize into the eggs. So that time the zygote we are fertilizing into the outside and transferring into the fallopian. This is also one of the method we are. And the ICSI. Suppose the males are infertile, the sperm count is less or the sperm motility is becomes into the less. That condition, what we are doing means intracytoplasmic injections we are doing. That means the ovum, the semens are directly releasing into the through the injection, micro injection, directly injecting into the ovum here. This is called as a intracytoplasmic injections. Like this, based on the female and the male infertility, a certain ART technologies are we are following. A modern technology is there, that is a surrogate mother. Suppose the female is their uterus is not suitable for the development of the embryo. That condition we following into the surrogate mothers or rental wombs or the rental mothers here. In this case, from the male and the females, male and the female, ovum from the female and the sperm from the male, these two are combined in the in vitro conditions and transferring into the another female. The female is getting into the pregnancy and the development is occurs into the another female. So after the birth, they are giving to the these two couples. This is the condition is called as a surrogate mothers. These are called as a so like this. The ART technologies are developed for the infertility conditions of the male and the females. MTP is there and the contraceptive methods are we are following. We are discussing into the reproductive health and the reproductive health. So these are the regarding to the reproductive health we are taking.